Were you the first law enforcement personnel or emergency personnel there?
Yes. I observed a lady on the couch crying in a hysterical state holding the baby.
You're an EMT. What were you able to do? What did you observe about the infant's condition?
I, after a couple of seconds, got her to release the baby to me so I can assess it. And I assessed that it was not breathing. Did not have a pulse. The baby was pale. Her eyes were partially open. Her arms were stiff. Her fists were clenched. And I tried to develop an airway, which was the first thing you would do. And her lower jaw was a little stiff. I could not get an airway to do breaths.
Okay. Were you able to provide other emergency treatment?
Yes, I started compressions. I knew the ambulance was on the way in here. It was close. So when you can't get an airway, you go with your compressions. Your compressions on the chest, keep the heart pumping. And I wasn't in a great place for compressions, so I took the baby out and handed it to Janet on the steps.
Okay.
And so when we arrived on scene, we got out of the ambulance, came around the entryway to the home, and Officer Morelli had the infant. The baby was wrapped up in a blanket, and he had been doing CPR. He said to me, he says, the baby's arms are cold, but the rest of the body is warm. And so he just handed the baby over, continued CPR, and took the baby and placed the baby in the ambulance, and which started transport back to the hospital.
Okay. Were you able to provide any treatment for the infant?
We basically did CPR on the infant. A couple times we did some secretions coming out of the infant's airway, so we just kind of did a finger sweep and removed the secretions. Did an assessment on the infant, noted that there was no, what we call pooling of blood on the back side of the infant or any other areas. I was looking for like bruising or anything like that, and didn't note any. I did note some gastric distension where the abdomen was a little bit distended. And also I checked the pupils to see if there was any pupillar response. I did note that one pupil was mid, and then one pupil was actually pinpoint. And basically just